Hello, what's up, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 8 life lessons that I've learned by the age of 24. Today is my 24th birthday, and I feel like I've learned some things since I've been born. So you can sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea, and let's talk about life. I just want to preface this video by saying I am not the be-all, end-all knowledge keeper of the universe. I know, you probably thought I was. I'm not, sorry. I'm still young, I'm still growing, but I think I've learned a lot of really important life lessons throughout my time here on Earth that I think could be very helpful to other people. I also think this video would be a really cool memento to look back on to see, you know, what I thought about life and what I was like when I was 24. I'm also thinking about making this video like a series. Maybe I'll do this again in 5 years and just see how my views on the world have changed. So without further ado, actually one more ado, make sure you follow my social medias and subscribe to this channel because it's gonna be good. You're gonna like it. The very first life lesson that I've learned is just the importance of surrounding yourself with good people. And I know this one might sound obvious, but I think a lot of us overlook it. Who you're around, who you spend time with, affects your energy so much. You need to make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who not only inspire you, but people who make you feel good. You can't have one or the other. They have to do both. I think over time as you age, your friend group really narrows, and hopefully you found a group of friends that not only inspire you, but make you feel good. I'm like blushing just thinking about my friends right now. I don't think it's like a good idea in life to be friends with someone, spend a lot of time with someone who doesn't make you feel good and doesn't inspire you, because that's just really draining your energy and is gonna harm you. Even if you don't think it is in the moment, it definitely is. When you feel confident, when you feel that joy, when you feel loved, you are going to exude that into the world and be the best version of yourself. And that's true. I mean, go listen to Fixer Upper from the Frozen soundtrack. Throw a little love their way, you'll bring out their best. True love brings out the best. This is not a singing channel. The second one is going to sound very obvious coming from me. If you don't know, I started this channel to document my travels and it kind of grew from there. But my second life lesson is that you will never regret spending money on traveling. You won't. Point blank. I feel like I shouldn't have to explain myself, but I'll explain myself. Every trip that you go on is not only a learning experience that helps you become a better version of yourself, it also makes you realize that the world is so much bigger than the city you live in, the province you live in, the country you live in. The world is so much bigger than that. And I think exposing yourself to different cultures is immensely important. And also it's important to challenge yourself. Every trip is going to challenge you in some way, shape, or form. Whether that be someone like me who likes to travel by themselves, that's obviously challenging inherently. But even if you travel with a friend, being near someone for that long, you're going to be learning a lot about yourself, learning a lot about your relationship, learning communication skills, learning to be flexible and adaptable. And even if the trip ended up being a bad trip, you are going to learn so much and grow so much. So you will never regret money on traveling. People who are on their deathbed and look back at life and think about the things that they regret, I can guarantee traveling is not going to be one of them. The things that they're going to regret is not traveling, or like not taking a chance, or not living their most authentic and true life. I think to live authentically and truly is to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, and travel does just that. The third life lesson is practicing gratitude. Studies have shown that if you regularly practice gratitude, it actually makes you a happier person. So this is something that I've recently implemented into my life, but I do it with my 5-minute journal. First thing when I wake up in the morning, before I do anything else, is I grab my 5-minute journal now and I write 3 things that I'm grateful for. This is just saying like a big thank you to the universe. I'm sounding very hippie right now. I'm turning more hippie every day as I age. If you wake up and you just say, thank you, and you practice gratefulness, you're really focusing on what's good in your life. Maybe you do wish you were somewhere else. I know I do. I really wish I was traveling. If you focus on what you do have, it's going to make you a lot happier than focusing on what you don't have and what you can't do and where you're not. And I'm gonna pull this up for this one, because studies have literally shown that practicing gratitude every day results in better sleep, reduction of physical pain, a greater sense of well-being, and a better ability to handle change. Isn't that stuff that we all need? I also feel like as humans, we have this tendency to focus on things that we don't have, or like, I'll be happy if I, move here, or I'll be happy if I get this job, or I'll be happy if I have this thing. And we're always thinking about things that we don't have in order to be happy. But I think that you should really flip that narrative, focus on what you do have, romanticize the heck out of your life, and it'll result in you being more grounded and more appreciative of your life. Number 4. Okay, so this life lesson is probably something I've had to learn the hard way and something I'm still working on. And dare I say, one of the most important. Okay, no, I can't rank them. They're all pretty important. This life lesson is that people's actions say more about them than they do about you. I feel like we're all very egocentric as humans. And by that I mean that we think that everything has to do with us. You know, that person should have known better. They should have known that this is what I wanted. Or why did they do that to me, right? They didn't do anything to you, they just did what they know. What they say to you speaks more volumes about who they are as a person than who you are as a person. And that just boils down to that a person's behavior is more about their own mental struggle than it is about you. When I was younger, I would get bullied a lot, and I'm like, is there something wrong with me? Is there something wrong that I did? Or I've had friends in the past who have done really hurtful, gut-wrenching, disheartening things, and I thought to myself, like, is there something wrong with me that this keeps happening to me? And that's a really slippery slope bad narrative to get into. I can think in particular, I had this one friend in the past, and you know, she was very self-conscious of herself. Her self-esteem wasn't the best, and I felt that a lot of times that would result in her being like overly critical of me or unkind to me. And again, I've reverted back to my life lesson number 1, and people I surround myself with should make me feel good. And so I decided to distance myself from said person, and life's a lot better because of it. And this is not to say that you shouldn't listen to constructive criticism, you shouldn't try to grow and improve yourself, but it is to say that people's actions say a lot about who they are. I'm gonna let that sink in for a moment. Think about it. Yeah, you get it now. Number 5, another hard lesson. Change is inevitable. We are constantly beings that are growing, and therefore we are changing. And we're also in a point in society where change is happening so rapidly, not only because of technology, but also industrialization. And we've never seen in the past such rapid change that's happening in our world. Sometimes life can seem really overwhelming, and change can be really overwhelming. I'm the kind of person who really appreciates stability and routine, and so I find myself sometimes getting overwhelmed by change, but when I remember that change is inevitable and that it's always going to happen, I think it puts my mind at a bit more ease. I've also learned in past years that this applies to the people in your life as well. Not everyone is meant to be in your life forever. People come into your life to teach you lessons, to help you grow. Because I crave stability, I think, you know, everyone who's important to me is going to be in my life forever and ever, and that's unfortunately just not true. Things happen, and that doesn't negate the experience that you had with them and the camaraderie that you might have felt with them at one point, but it's just to say that not everyone is supposed to stay in your life forever. And that's okay. Also, this isn't to say to not form attachments with people, because that's not healthy. It's just to say that like people can come in and out of your lives, and not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever, which is, you know, leading into the next life lesson, number 6, is to be okay with being alone. I'm gonna say that again because it's really important. You need to be okay with being alone. You are the only person who is guaranteed to be in your life forever. So buckle up. Party one. Independence is a really important lesson to learn. I think this pandemic has kind of accelerated my own growth in this factor. I am very extroverted. I love being around people. That still hasn't changed. However, my relationship with myself has changed immensely. I used to think that I had to be the kind of person who, like, I always had to live with other people. I always have to be around people. I have to keep my schedule full. I don't like being alone. I am now basically a 180 after the pandemic. Like, I am so comfortable with being alone. I want to live alone. And that's something I thought I would never say. I thought I would always have to live with someone else. But like, I want to live alone. And like, the days that I can be by myself are so enjoyable to me. I can do my hobbies. I can go for a walk or a bike ride. I can read. I can, oh my gosh, it's just, I love hanging out with myself now, which I think is a huge point of growth for me. And I also don't think this would have happened if there wasn't a Panda Express, if there wasn't a Panoramic, if there wasn't a Pancreas. I wouldn't have been able to find that out about myself. The 7th life lesson I've learned is to spend time in nature. I used to put this off so much when I was in university, and it is so important to make sure that you are getting outside. Spending time outside is so good for your physical health and your mental health. I've talked about this in videos before, and I compare being in nature to just like being like in a magical place. I feel like humans naturally were meant to be outside in nature, enjoying life in its rawest elements. And so we're really removed from that in current societies because a lot of us work indoors, we're staring at screens a lot of the time. There's this big removal from the natural world, and I think we need to get back to that. In our world, you really have to prioritize time to spend in nature. Get out there, go for a walk with your friends. This could even be as simple as like sitting outside in your backyard for like 10 minutes a day, okay? Get that vitamin D, get yourself out there. It will make you feel so much better. The very last life lesson that I have learned is that you need to practice who you want to be in life. And by that I mean, you're not just going to one day wake up and be like really good at guitar. You're not just gonna wake up one day and be someone who does yoga. You need to actively practice who you want to be. If you want to be someone who does yoga, you need to practice doing yoga. If you want to be someone who's flexible, you need to stretch. If you want to be someone who plays an instrument, you need to practice that instrument because it's not just going to happen randomly. When I first heard a phrase like this, it really woke me up because when I was in university and my post-grad, I, devoted a lot of my time to schoolwork and being good at school. And obviously there I was practicing, I wanted to be good at school, so I was practicing it. However, I really missed sight of all the other aspects of my life that I wanted to be good at and the person that I wanted to be. And I wasn't really practicing the person I wanted to be. And if you're in university right now, you should really be listening, or, this could happen at any stage in life. But I would always say to myself, I'm so busy right now in school, I'm gonna do that one day. Or like, I'm so busy right now doing X, Y, and Z, insert whatever you are busy with in your life, that, I'm gonna do that one day. I'll learn to play, piano one day. I'll be a good sister, brother, daughter someday, I'll eat healthy one day. I'll start exercising regularly one day. You get the picture. Because I was putting it off because I was so busy with university, I really wasn't being my truest self. I really wasn't growing. I really wasn't becoming the person that I actually wanted to be in my most formative years of my 20s. Obviously, I still have a lot of my 20s, like, I'm fine. It's fine, guys. I realized it after university. But once I graduated, I kind of realized, like, if not now, when? And like, that's one of my favorite quotes. If you're not gonna do it now, when are you gonna do it? If not now, when? Take with that what you may. It's something that really motivates me and gets me to become actively the person that I want to be right now. Alright, that is all my 8 life lessons that I've learned by the age of 24. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it inspired you to live your most authentic life. I hope you could take something from it and really move forward towards your goals and towards, just growing as a person. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. The YouTube algorithm loves that and it'll really help me grow my channel. Also, make sure that you follow my socials and stay tuned for more videos because I post videos every Sunday at 11 a.m. And subscribe. I said that before, but do it. It's fun here. We have fun here. Thanks again for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
I got so much back, I think I'm never running out, yeah. Bust me down a whip, bitch, I don't do this for no clout, hey. I got so much back, I think I'm never running out.